Peace and blessings to you. We are back. We're going to go to this powerful panel because they are chomping at the bit. And many of them you know, but first, to my right, it is a powerful brother whom I've met before, but this is the second time, and it gives me great honor to announce. His name is Ankh. Go ahead and give me the rest of it.
Ankh.
Ankh. Peace and blessings to you, my brother.
Hey, Black African power.
Yes, sir. And to his right, you know who he is, a brother who we have missed, one that we beloved, Kamal. Peace and blessings to you, my brother. Hotel. And to his right, hide the women and the terrorists. You know who he is. He's back. Jay Realist up in this piece, keeping it real. And to his right, the wisdom of the set, the royalty of the set. You know who he is, Prince Zebekiah. Peace and blessings to you, Prince. Let's start with the young folks. I want to come to you, boss, because you know we've been dealing with this issue of spiritualism versus white supremacy. Let's say that. Mm-hmm. The Bible versus ancient texts that come from the Sumerians and other races. I want to ask you, and I'm going to ask all the panel, if we were as a people, the native Aboriginal people, and you as one as a leader, when you go back to your homeland, what nation are you going to, and what nation do you say we are of?
First of all, I would go back to beginning by soul. I would do that first because that's where my mother's ancestry is from. And then second of all, in truth, I'm a cosmic person. I'm just a child of the sun. So everywhere I go, I'm indigenous, and everywhere I go, I teach. I teach and I reach the people. And the true follower, I follow Mother Nature or nature. You know what I'm saying? And I like to give a shout out to the sister, because like the Bible say, in the beginning was the word, so that word had to be with that black sister, and through her voice created everything. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, Brother Ankh, we are honored to have you here.
Appreciate
and
that,
was
brother.
Mercy not? Let's go give her a hand right quick again. Mercy Myra, she was beautiful, fine, and fantabulous.
Yeah, when do y'all say the hook again?
Yeah. Well, won't you say it?
Nah, I don't know.
Okay, well, there you go. To his right, Brother Ankh's right, it is Kamal. And Brother Kamal, you know, we've had this discussion in peace and in anger, and we've made it low and we've made it high. But when we come to our people, you as a person that is a nationalist, unbeliever in the biblical principles, what nation of people would you say that we should, as our children try to find knowledge of self, what nation of people would you say we need to reflect back on?
Well, I and Ankh concur. We are actually Cosmosian. We are not from here. Everyone and everything on the planet Earth is extraterrestrial. Mm-hmm. And if you study, we go back to what people refer to as Africa. Every indigenous culture story will tell you where we come from. Mm-hmm. The stars. Mm-hmm. We come from Sahu, Septet. You feel me? So we come from the stars, and this is just one of the places where we colonized, you feel me? And we colonized all over the planet Earth. So it's about being a Cosmosian. And like he said, nature, Mother Nature, the female, that's the way, and the only way we're gonna make it up out of here through that black hole, through that warp. We gotta go through her. And she's the savior, she's the creator, she's the beginning, she's the end. The end all be all, and I'm sticking with that story too, my brother.
Well, wait a minute now. Why they got our women locked down like he got them locked down. Our women run their institutions of lower learning. They run the penal system. They run the military-industrial complex. The women are the one that's aborting our sons and our daughters.
And that's the fault of when you look at all these, like you said, institutionalized religion, the men are in control, are in the power, and they're dictating to the women. Case in point, a couple years ago, we did a story, and y'all were up here about the Hebrews, and you were saying how the Hebrew men were mad because the women didn't want to listen. And all the Hebrew men I came across, they were saying that the women needed to be back in their place, which was under or secondary to the man, which was incorrect because, as I stated on the show, even in the ancient Aramaic Hebrew, the word Adam and Eve is not there. Adam is speaking of a group or a tribe of people. Their names is there in the Aramaic Hebrew, Zakar and Nekeba. And Zakar in all the Shemitic languages means rememberer, and Nekeba means intelligent tribal leader. So what all the male chauvinistics have to do is remember that the women are the tribal leaders, the intelligent tribal leader. We come from a matriarchal society, not a patriarchal. Whenever somebody start kicking that patriarchal stuff, that lets you know that you're being punked down by white supremacy. You coming from a European mindset. That's why about 9 years ago, I came up with the term African, European, and Americans. So all these religion institutions are the ones that are enforcing that male chauvinistic European mindset. Once you start dealing with the facts and start breaking down mitochondrial DNA and the lineage and the bloodline like I did on that show, and what happened? We had that beautiful African sister, Amina, call up and was like, yes, Kamal is right. And actually, this is what I do. I help Africans as well as African Americans learn their history and search. And what she say? Over in Africa, all the bloodlines and DNA, you have to go through the women.
Not in Israel.
Well,
Through
in
the
Israel
women.
in particular, that's
And
how they
all
go. They go through the woman.
You have to go through the women,
Yes.
and the women
Yes.
decides the sex and the genealogy. Mitochondrial DNA is only passed from mother to daughter. You know what I'm saying? So, and also what she said, she found out she came from a lineage of royalty, not from a kingdom, but from a queendom. You feel me? So once we empower our women again and put them back in their rightful place, everything in the cosmos will fall in suit because we're going against nature. Once we go along with nature, that's when we empower ourselves and everything will be back to normal.
All right, Jay Realist, let me come to you. And let me just say this to you, Kamal. I agree with you on one point, I disagree on the other. The one point that I agree with you on, we are from the cosmos. The scripture tells us you are pilgrims and strangers on the earth. And as such, you are sojourners. So I agree. The thing that I disagree with you on, that the white man promotes himself. He promotes his woman. You can see that by New York Harbor. The representative of this country is a female called Liberty. The representative of that justice system is a female blind. So women are elevated to the point of deification in this country, which is why they're able to dress and kill unborn babies at will because they have the authority to do so. Now let me go to you, realists, because we've had this discussion. We know that you all are nationalists, that you want the upliftment of our people. When you talk about the dumbing down of our children and the miseducation of our people, when we talk about the knowledge of self, what nation of people would you say on the planet, because they've escaped the question by going off the planet, what nation of people would you say on the planet that we come from and that you would tell our people to go back to as a nationalist?
I mean, once you study history, you know, it's almost like we do the same thing over again. We run around in circles like a dog chasing its tail. You feel me? Because, you know, we all know human life come from Kemet, Africa. Okay. So once you claim anything other than you're in a belief system, you're in this institutionalized frame of mind, you're in this college, school, prison, religion, Christian, Muslim, Kabbalahism concept. So as long as I can keep you dumbed down through what you think is knowledge, which ain't knowledge at all, it's the knowledge of his story. His story, who told you these lies about where you come from. So until you actually studied how Willie Lynch in 1712, and now it's 2012, distinctively in his first speech said, I want to give King James and his honor, who we cherish near in our heart. How can the same man who taught you how to tar and feather a black man, split him between two horses, take a woman, tie her from the bottom of her foot, cut her stomach, and let the unborn baby fall to the ground, and stomp this unborn baby in front of everybody to show him passiveness and to create church, which is on Sunday back then? Church was created to have you believe that the God is that white man. King James Version, the same version all y'all go through every day we hear, is the same version I'm talking about. But everybody keep acting like it ain't about that. It's about Billy Ocean, Tita Bud, Tevin Campbell, cracking on cops. I don't know what y'all be talking about. Because y'all lose sight of what we really supposed to be talking about is the truth. I'm tired of belief systems. Belief systems dumb you down. I want a knowing system. A system of knowledge. A system of when I leave, you ain't got to come back and ask you next Sunday what you say. You feel me? Because I know what you said, and I can give this to my children and give this to my people. Even down to, you know, if we even go far back, we can go to the 1890s when Denmark Vesey and all of them got upset because they burnt down Charleston and all of that. Then what really set them off was that they gave us our 40 acres and a mule, but they took it back through Charles Stevens and Theodore Sumner and Charles Stevens. These were two white men that died for us, trying to get us our 40 acres and a mule, which they gave it to us, but they took it back. Lincoln had all to do with that. That was all Lincoln and all the president after Lincoln. And General O. Howard, he was the one that had to give the bad news that we taking everything back we gave y'all 2 years ago, y'all. Sorry, we mean to give y'all niggas shit. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So basically, that's where we need to focus on the historical amnesia of all of this, because it's only suffering us. We're the only ones suffering. Showing up at church early Sunday, talking about, oh, Lord, this sweet potato pie. Oh, Lord, this sweet potato pie. What is that song gonna do for you? Ain't no word in that Bible, got no songs in there, and ain't even no choir in the Bible. Ain't even a choir in the whole Bible, and y'all paying for buses, for the trips, and all of this competition for meaningless stuff with your money, which you need to be going to a mortgage class on how to save your mortgage. Need to be going to a class on how to better your economy and put gold back in the family because the dollar's been exacerbated. That's what the ministers need to be teaching you. But instead of that, they teaching you dumbed down activities